Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Gaian Tarot, and it's Gaian Healing the Earth, Healing Ourselves Tarot, created by Joanna Powell Colbert. I came across this the other night while browsing Amazon and thought, I think I'd like to add that to my collection. As it so happens, that particular day I'd signed up to that online site called Gaia that explore all the esoteric subjects, and I have looked at one or two of their videos and they have appealed to me, so I've just given it a little while, see how I get on with it and see if I maintain that subscription to them. But let's see how this fares. So we'll look at the blurb on the back. Gaia, Mother Nature, is the primal Greek goddess said by ancients to have given birth to the sky, sea, mountains and all of creation. This beautiful 78 card contemporary and mythical tarot set with accompanying spiritual guide has a focus on the healing of the earth and of the self. The major Arcana cards represent 22 soul lessons and archetypes that grew out of the religious and mystical view of Renaissance Europe. The minors illustrate elements, numbers and people. Interpretations include uprights and reverse divinatory meanings, themes, exercises, symbolism, journal questions, affirmations and 10 spreads. Sometimes the cards illustrate part of the world we live in, sometimes they show the realm of spirit, and sometimes they inhabit the borderlines between the two. Gaian spirituality understands that humans, plants, animals, stones and stars are all inextricably linked. When one strand is pulled, the entire web is affected. It's especially intended for those who practice earth-centered spirituality. I don't know about practicing earth-centered spirituality, but I do know that I thoroughly love being in the outdoors. I thoroughly enjoy walking through the woods, walking along the beach, being out in nature, listening to bird song, also being creative, picking and collecting leaves, picking and collecting stones, painting rocks. I have created a set of my Reiki stones, putting all the symbols on them, and it's just a really therapeutic activity that can be done outdoors, and as long as you have the weather. But even walking in the rain, especially along the seafront, is so invigorating. Whether that comes under practicing any sort of earth-centered spirituality, I don't know, but I do know I adore it. And my new hobby of cycling has given me an extra dimension to being out in nature, because even just cycling along, feeling the breeze in your hair, well, not that I've got flowing locks, but feeling the breeze hit your face and listening to the bird song is amazing, just as long as there's no cars. Now let's have a look what Joanna Powell Colbert, what it says about Joanna here. Joanna Powell Colbert has been an artist, teacher and convener of circles for over 30 years. She was named by Sage Woman magazine as one of the wisdom keepers of the goddess spirituality movement. Joanna teaches workshops and e-courses on earth-centered spirituality, seasonal contemplative practices, creativity as a devotional path, and divine feminine, and using tarot as a tool for inner guidance and self-exploration. She joyfully hosts Gaian Soul retreats several times each year. The Gaian Tarot, 9 years in the making, combines her love of symbolic, archetypal art with the mysteries of the natural world. She lives on a small magical island in the Salish Sea near Bellingham, Washington. There, daily encounters with the mysteries of the natural world continue to inspire and inform her work. Now, I love this box in the sense that it's nice and protective. What I don't like is that the deck came split into two parts, and it is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. I shall probably be removing this centerpiece and popping the deck into a bag, because I just find when you do have a box like this and you put your deck together, there is that line which shows where the deck has been split, and it just, you can see where the cards were, that those are the cards, you know, that were, it was like that, and it just annoys me. I don't see the need for it, because they just don't sit right together. You can see that centre split all the way down. So that's the only criticism so far. Okay, now I've had a quick look at the book. What I like about the book is that it is colour coded, okay, and it really does make it easy to refer to different parts of the deck. For instance, you have the preface that is here in a sort of reddy colour, okay. Then you have your major arcana in this dark green, your minors in the light green, and then back to this sort of orangey reddy colour where you have your spreads. Okay, so the book is nicely broken down for ease of access. There's a lovely thank you from Joanna in the front. And the Gaian Tarot is dedicated to my beautiful granddaughter Grace and to the island that is my heart's home. Well, that's beautiful. And we then have a contents page which takes us through all the majors, then all the minors, and then working with the cards. Then there's an end note and a bibliography for further reading and research. Like all books, it gives you the tarot structure and using the deck and book, etc. It tells us about the major arcana and then goes into the cards. What I like about it, so we'll take the first card, which is the Seeker, okay? Now the cards are a gloss, so you will get a shine. So we have the Seeker, and which you know is the Fool in other decks, and it's all about new beginnings. It tells you here what it's about. It tells you when you get this card in the reading, when you read the shadow side of this card, which would be your reversals. Then to deepen your understanding, it's got your understanding of the Seeker. It's got the theme, so you've got spiritual quest, innocence, childlike wonder, pilgrimage, a new beginning, simplicity, spontaneity, adventure, taking a risk, the wisdom of the Fool, and Alpha and Omega. It also then goes through the symbols that you would see on that card, such as the white feather in the hair, the bundle with talismans, the walking stick, the mountain, the valley, the river, the tree, and what role each one of those symbols play in the divinatory purposes of this card. Okay, so the book, I do believe, is something that would be worth spending time reading. What I do like about the back of it are the amount of spreads. Joanna has really put a lot of work into this. You know, there's your card of the day, reading cards intuitively, the art of asking questions, reading the shadow side. Then you've got all these spreads, and I do like the way it's been laid out. So let's have a look at the deck. Now, the deck is more oracle size than tarot size. It's a nice big deck. I do like big cards. I do have big hands. Yes, they're not the easiest to shuffle, but I just love them. You're able to see into the picture, albeit this is framed. Do you know, this is a beautiful card. I love the image. What would make it even more beautiful is if it was edge to edge. But what I do like about this is the quirkiness. We're not just stuck with white borders. It's almost as though this is a photograph that has been inserted into a frame. So it's really lovely. And then you've got her backpack here that's actually coming out of the photograph that almost gives you that stepping into the card feel. The backs on them are really beautiful. They really are gorgeous. Now the card is a good quality cardstock and there is a shine to it. They are glossy. There's a nice silver gilding on the edges, but there's just that centre blooming line that drives me batty. Naturally that will go as I use the cards, just doing that, because when you've got gilding sometimes they stick together. When I shuffle them, use them and store them as one deck, that will go in time, I hope. Anyway, so there we have the Seeker. And do you know, besides the companion we have of the fox here rather than the dog, we have a fox as a companion. She has a butterfly pattern on her back that I do feel you could get something intuitively from that. For me, that is, she's morphing from that chrysalis, from that innocence, from that tiny little creature into her own being, going out on her journey to sort of confirm that. We have a couple of butterflies flying down here, you can see them there, and a couple of birds that are keeping company. She's got a lot of company on this journey. This is going out and finding her, finding who she is. You know, I just think that is beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely image. So I'm just going to go through these and we'll see what we get here. We've got the Magician, and now what I do like about this Magician, now we've got our, as we, you know, we've got our Seeker, but our Magician here is beating a drum, okay? Now the Magician does have all the elements here: fire, air, water and earth. They're here represented with the little items on that rock. But what I like is this Magician is marching to the sound of his own drum. He's beaten away to a tune that others are actually enjoying and wanting to hear, okay? It just is a happy Magician. I do like the Priestess, and we've not got the High Priestess here, just the Priestess, and she has such a beautiful, friendly face. What I like about this is that our Priestess almost has two personas. She sort of morphed from the child or the seeker that she was into this High Priestess, where we have Mother and Crone. Okay, so if you look here, you can see the two sides of this Priestess. You can see the grey hair on one side, the dark hair on the other, and you can see the age lines on the face. But there's a kindness, there's a wisdom, there's a growth, and there's a knowing, and it's growing through learning, growing through inner knowledge, and just being there to support others in that growth. It's all about fertility, it's all about knowledge and understanding, and aging gracefully, because she really has. Then we have the Gardener, which usually would be our Empress, and this is beautiful. It really is like the Garden of Plenty, okay? Just look at that. We have so much fertility here. Our Gardener is herself pregnant, and look at all the bounty of the fruit and the blossoms, the crops in the fields. It's all about growth, all about expanding and nurturing and feeding and being supportive, that motherly figure. You really get that off this card in droves. We have the Builder. The Builder would normally have been our Emperor, and what I like about our Builder here, we're going back. Our Builder is a carpenter, and he's carving the most beautiful sort of vine around wood, but it also looks like an oak leaf as well. And we have got there we go, the green man sort of face here. And just look at that. Look at the actual intricacy of that image. It almost looks like you are looking at an engraving, that it's standing out 3D off there. And it's almost like he is preparing his home. He's providing, he's working hard to provide for his own. We have the Teacher next. Now just look at this Teacher. This is just beautiful, like our Hierophant. Just look at the Teacher. Nurturing again, passing on knowledge, being at one with nature. And that's what I love about this. Everything is nature based. Everything is being at one with yourself, being at one with everything around you. And it does ooze peacefulness. Again, the Lovers as well. And I just love the natural look about these Lovers. You have, and with that you have a swan here and a couple of doves. It does look so gorgeous. And what I like is that it's not your cut hair, and you know, it's just flowing locks and beauty, and just being at one, being happy, being together. The Canoe. Wow, this is lovely. Just look at that. This would be our Chariot, and we've got a canoe here. But look what we have. We've got the orcas there. This is just wonderful. And also this is like getting back to nature. And you know, they say paddle your own canoe. Getting on with things your way. Going where you want to go. And being strong enough to make that journey. Because that is a tough old job, that canoeing. But it's being strong enough, strong-minded and physically strong to do what you want to do. Go where you want to go. Be who you want to be. Then we have Strength. Oh my gosh, what a peaceful Strength card. And here we have a lioness as opposed to the, you know, the big shaggy maned lion. And it's just that this person is so at one with herself that she knows her inner strength, and she loves that about herself, that she has the strength to do what she wants to do, whether it's to help herself or help others, that she has the inner strength and the peace, and that she is at peace with what she can and what she cannot do, that she's not sort of questioning, you know, or worried that she might not be able to achieve that, she might not be able to. She does what she can do because she knows she's got the strength to do it. Our Hermit is beautiful. And if you look here at the Hermit, it's all about wisdom, taking time out, that knowledge, you know, learning for us. But what I like here, he's got his sage burning. You can see the spirit animals following him, as well as having the wise old owl in the tree. And it's taking time to be at one with himself, being at one with nature, and being, or almost discovering who he is, as well as learning something new, possibly about some sort of esoteric subject, something new, something just knowing, going in and realising you have the knowledge, or even learning something new about you. The wheel is beautiful. It's got the seasons. Okay, we've got the different seasons of the year, the colours in the trees. Now the Hanged Man we've got here is called the Tree. And just look at this, because when you look at the person hanging in the tree, you can see clouds and skies. It's as though this one isn't so much your Hanged Man as we see on cards. It's more like a yoga position. This is taking time out to find inner peace, being calm, allowing that calmness to just infiltrate your body, and just say, well, do you know something, whatever the situations are, I've got the inner peace to be able to look back and look upon it and look how I'm going to get round an obstacle, how I'm going to go forward in my journey. What changes do I have to make in order to succeed? What if it's not working? Why is it not working? But using it through meditation, yoga, being at one with nature and yourself. And this is a theme that's coming through strongly in all of these cards, as it is said both in the blurb and at the feeling you're getting from the actual deck. Justice. Justice reminds me of, do you know, age doesn't come alone. The god, the Egyptian god, weighed the feather and the heart. And if the heart was heavier than the feather, you went off to the Badlands type of thing. But look here, we have this, he almost represents a Buddhist monk in his colours, his bald head, but he's weighing up the heart and the feather. And look at all the support and all of nature that's there. You know, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But is that looking at passion? Look at the fire burning in that heart. And I always, you know, when you see that, that's not a bad heart, that's burning with passion, burning with a love, you know, that sort of thing. The Death card is sad. We have a bird that is on a wreck, but what I see here is that this bird is being drawn into the land where that bird's remains are going on to feed the growth of the plants around them. So it's new growth, new life coming from endings, you know, and new journeys, new journeys. Temperance. Temperance, using water to put out the fire, I would say. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful, peaceful Temperance card? Look at that. Then we have our next card, which is really different from having, excuse me, from having the Devil. It's Bindweed. And look at that. Being stuck, being bound, not being able to move. Or Lightning, which would be our Tower. Look at that. This sort of thing always reminds me of the story Moses and the Burning Bush. And again, this is getting rid of what no longer serves us. You know, this, it could be that it's time now, you know, out with the old, in with the new. We need to replant. We need to get rid of what, you know, is no longer serving its purpose. but again, sudden, unexpected, and a little bit on the scary side. But you know that you've got the inner strength in which to deal with it. The star, oh gosh, this star's beautiful. Look at that. The star card's beautiful. Look at the constellations above her head there, and the reflection of the star in the water. It's just beautiful, using the energy of the star in that water. The moon, again, I take this as being the strength, taking the strength from the moon, you know, the positive side of the moon card. I just really like that, you know. And again, we've got knowledge, we've got you know, our love of nature here. We've got the different phases of the moon, and it's all positive. It's all positive. The sun card is lovely. I do like this, and that's very often how I feel in the summer. I'm very much a summer person as opposed to the cold weather. And then we have the awakening. Look at this. This is beautiful, the awakening card. That would be our judgment card. It's almost like, you know, we have the silhouettes of the people around the person that's sort of awakening, and it's almost, with the way they're holding hand, it's like celebrating an awakening. It's like celebrating a new life, a new life choice, a new path. It's celebrating moving from what was not necessarily a nice place, moving to a new, happier place and being welcomed. I just find that very peaceful. And then we have Gaia the World, and this is just beautiful. There you go, Gaia the World. Look at that, stunningly beautiful. Now we have our suits, and our suits are broken down into elements, and we have all the aces are together. So this is broken down into the numerical side as opposed to suits. So we've got all the aces first. So that's the ace of air, the ace of fire, oops, okay, the ace of water, and the ace of earth. Oh, Bambi. Oh, that puts me in mind of the movie I saw as a child. Poor sister never stopped crying, bless her. Then we have the twos. Two of air. Now that's what I love doing. Two of air. Our two of fire. Our two of water. And our two of earth. Beautiful. Then we have our threes. Three of air. And you can see from the images the colouring in them that the airs have a predominantly bluish background, the fires have that reddy orangey background, and our water, again, that sort of teal greeny bluey colour representing water, and earth is very much a green sort of colour in the background. Here we have our four of air, four of fire, four of water. If I'm not mistaken, this four of water is the image of one of the wells in Glastonbury, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And then our four of earth. Moving on to our fives. Five of air. Five of fire. Five of water. And five of earth. Six of air. Six of fire, 6 of water, 6 of earth. I do like the people in these cards are just like normal everyday people. They're not all Barbie doll looking and petite and blonde and beautiful, but they're middle-aged, they're overweight, they're buxom, they're beautiful. 7 of air, 7 of fire, 7 of water. Oh, I do like this 7 of earth. That's beautiful. I like that. Feel the happiness coming off that card. There's a happiness with this 7 of earth, and it's you know, it's planting saplings. The lady here is planting saplings. She looks happy, and she's looking forward to how her saplings grow and develop. We've 8 of air, 8 of fire. Nice card for 8 of fire. 8 of water. Me in the summertime. Only the hair is a different colour. And 8 of earth. 9 of air. 9 of fire. Beautiful. 9 of water. And our 9 of earth is gorgeous. Oh, our 9 of earth really is gorgeous in the lavender fields. Isn't that beautiful? 10 of air. 10 of fire. That's quite a scary one, because that's a real, you know, it's a real scenario that's been happening. This was it last summer in the likes of California, and lots of homes burned. 10 of water, and look with the 10 of water how this depicts, you know, those poor fishes having to swim upstream to give birth to the young ones, and they die in the process. But it's just that is caring for their offspring. They're you know, procreating. It's beautiful. 10 of earth. Then we have, instead of having page, we have child. So it's child of air. Gorgeous. All those butterflies, that little girl, beautiful. Child of fire. Child of water. And child of earth. Our knights are explorers, so we have explorer of air, explorer of fire. So next we have explorer of water, explorer of earth. That's a beautiful card, I do like that. And our queens are guardians, so we have guardian of air. And albeit this doesn't look like two of my friends, you know, a number of them actually, who have these singing bowls, this puts me very much in mind of them, because this is the sort of thing they do, and I can't tell you how relaxing it is to either attend the studio or the dome or the bell tent and just lie back, relax, meditate and have a sound bath. It is just so relaxing. Guardian of fire. Guardian of water. Guardian of earth. And I like this because we've got guardians, they're represented both by male and female. Then we have elders, and just like the guardians, they are male and female. So we have elder of air. These are the wise people. Elder of flower. Sorry, flower? Fire, elder of fire. I was looking at the flower that she's got in her hand, that she's burning some sort of, I'd say sage there. That's beautiful. Or even lavender, she's holding lavender. It's gorgeous. Elder of water. And elder of earth. And that is beautiful. spinning the wool there. So that is the Gaian Tarot. I was just having a look through the book earlier on, and what I did like, I'm just going to pick out one random part where we're looking at a card. So if we're looking at, we'll go for one of the minors, for instance, and just take the, oops, sorry, that's the majors. Go for one of the minors. We're going to look at the threes. Okay, we've got the three here. The three of air has opened up. But what I like about it, before it tells us about the three of air, it tells us about threes themselves. What do threes mean? So we've got harmony, flow and abundance. Three themes are harmony, abundance, ease, manifestation, productivity and expression. And then it gives you a little bit of information about the threes before it actually goes on to the individual suits of three. And with each one, you get, it tells you about the three of air, it describes what's going on in the card. It then tells you what it is when you get that card in a reading, and the shadow side, and then you have an affirmation. So an affirmation for the three of air would be, insights emerge as I document my thoughts and feelings as words. So it's just, there's so much positivity in this deck. It's very much a gentle deck. Definitely does what it says on the box, and is definitely sort of earthbound, earthly bound, and all sort of spiritualism to do with earth. And it's got a really fantastic feeling of it. The energy that I pick up from this deck, when I hold this deck, when I look at the images, when I was sharing these images with you, you do get a feeling of peace, of tranquility, even when you're looking at cards such as death, such as the tower. Well, they're not it's not death and tower in this, is it? It's let's get back to it. Here we are. Oops, sorry. Well, sorry, one is death, but then we've got, for the devil, that's the one I was thinking of, sorry, was the bindweed. And we look at, you know, bindweed, the devil, it's sort of, you're being trapped, you're stuck. In a way, you're being manipulated because you're being bound to something. Yet, there's a way to break free, and there is newness. And the same with lightning, that's the tower. I just do like this deck. And I'm looking forward to actually doing a reading for myself with it. I'm going to try out some of the spreads. So people, I hope you've enjoyed that walkthrough, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching, and have a lovely day, whatever you may be doing. Bye-bye now.